Action! This is a podcast about sports and beer and sports with beer. This is a podcast about sports and beer. Welcome to another edition of the Game Day Chug podcast. It's episode 30-something. I know that much.
Episode 30.
30.
30.
Right on the dot. Hey.
It's the Epstein episode.
The Epstein episode. The files. The Epstein files. We're opening them up.
Do you have your files? Do you have your files with you there?
They're right over here. Got them right here. Got them right here. There's a lot to unpack in this bad boy. Let me tell you that much. A lot to unpack. Shit. I just spilled my beer.
Don't spill it on the files. Make sure the files,
The files
are
are
clean.
good. The files are good. The files are fine.
That was very Alex Jones of you to have the files and smack them on the table like that. We got a packed, loaded show for you today, folks. Live here from Austin, Texas. The Democrats, the liberals, the neocons, the warmongers across the world. They want your soul.
What a mess. It's going to smell like beer in here. I gotta get a new glass. Alright, folks, so welcome to another edition of the Game Day Chug podcast.
Oh, that was a little bit of poor ASMR. A little bit of... We're a one-stop shop, folks. If you're looking for content, we got it all right here. So make sure that you like, make sure that you subscribe, and if you never have, sharing it seems like a fun thing to do. I share it a lot. Maybe you should share it. Give it a share.
Every once in a while.
You have a friend who would think that this is funny.
Everyone does. So, we have a lot to unpack here a little bit. Kind of normally a slow sports period. We've had an exciting week in terms of NFL free agencies, records breaking in the NBA, crazy stuff. So, where do you want to start, Clayton?
I want to check something off the list. MAGA offensive lineman.
Confirmed.
Check.
Confirmed.
we got a O lineman from the Colts, and I texted the group Adam Schefter style. I dropped in and I said, "We got the MAGA O lineman," and he said, "You sure?" And I sent the photo, and the photo will be in the thumbnail, and you'll see the guy, and you'll go,
"Yeah,
we got our guy."
You could probably drop him.
Texans made.
You could
some
probably
other
drop
moves.
a face of him right here in the editing. This is what he looks like.
Oh, you're gonna make it really tough for me. Here, right there.
Right there.
There he is.
Give that a try.
Yeah, the fact that you made that 10 seconds, that's gonna be the hard part. Is that I'm
No,
not
you don't gotta just leave it there. You just gotta, like, every time I go like this, you put his face there. That's the new thing. Dot, his face.
Oh boy. Oh, I've added 30 minutes
Like
to my day.
Vanna White style. Walk across.
Boom.
All right. So where were we? NFL free agency.
White O lineman.
Wide O lineman.
There was the big trade that wasn't. I guess right around the time that we recorded the last pod, Max Crosby was going to be a Raven. And then I guess his physical came back bad, and so they reneged on the deal, and then they signed Trey Hendrickson for like 4 years, 112 million
Yeah.
or something like that, and so he's still a Raider. And I I don't know the Raiders. I imagine that people think that it's kind of chicken of the Ravens to do
Mm.
that, but because the deal was out,
Yeah.
the deal was
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you can go back.
I heard one guy today on the radio. He said basically the Ravens traded Max Crosby for 2 first-round picks and Trey Hendrickson. Essentially, if you really think of it, because the trade was completed, they had Max Crosby, and then they rescinded the trade, and then signed Trey Hendrickson, and so
And then yeah,
the salary cap and the draft picks.
so we made a big deal.
Yeah, so I don't know what your thoughts are. It is a little fishy. I don't know. I'd like to know what they saw on the physical. I mean, obviously the Raiders have to keep him now. They can't trade him because
Um,
he's back in the locker room talking with the coach, and he's he's a Raider. They can't trade him twice. They're not going to get 2 first-round draft picks for him now. The trade value just isn't the same as it was last week.
he tweeted today or yesterday that he's a Raider. I'm a
He's
Raider.
a Raider.
Um, the biggest winner of the trade, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow no longer has to face Max Crosby. He has 2 weeks a year where he doesn't have that problem.
No,
So, biggest winner, Joe Burrow.
but now he has to face Trey Hendrickson twice a year. Not the same caliber.
I
Not the same caliber, but they're
I mean,
both very good pass rushers. So, he is good at what he does.
he's seen that in practice. I wonder if that matters if a quarterback is actually keeping track of how his teammates that are defensive ends of their moves in the case that one day they'll be facing against them. CJ, if you're listening, and I know that you are, study Will Anderson very, very hard. Hopefully he's a Texan forever, but in the case that he's not, watch out.
Well, in the same token, Will Anderson, you study C.J. Stroud, it actually won't be that hard. He'll just throw you the ball. So actually, don't worry about it.
I saw the Titans unveiled their new uniforms. They are not even trying to hide the fact that they want to be the Oilers so bad. They are practically they're Oilers jerseys. I'll put them right here.
Oh, there they are. They're over there. Let's go over there.
And yeah, they're Oilers jerseys. They didn't even try to not make them Oilers jerseys. So they're going to just keep rubbing salt in the wound, and we're just going to have to keep beating them at the football park in order to make it okay.
Those are
you looking at them?
They're the exact same.
They're Oilers jerseys.
They are. Whatever.
Yeah.
Can't.
Good for them, I guess. There were some other moves. There were moves all over the place. I can't really keep track of all of them. I know Romeo Doubs is a Patriot.
Sneaky big move. The Patriots have had a couple pretty good moves. Romeo Doubs, I know when they Stephon Diggs is out, but they also got another wide receiver as well. I'm trying to think who it is.
I don't know.
Patriot.
I know that Kyler is going to be a Viking. I think Kirk Cousins is still looking for a home. Um, I know that I don't know if we touched on it. It wasn't within the last week, but Gerard Johnson is out as a quarterback coach. Um,
Hmm.
so
Which is probably a good thing.
that's something that we
It's
expected.
probably a good thing. You've gotten rid of each season somebody in the offensive.
Yeah, you're whittling
Yeah,
it
you're
down.
whittling it down, and so
You're,
you're the last man left. You got to go. The guy's gotten worse, and you're the last one left.
we're gonna find out who did this.
You got to do something. Something happened.
It happened in that
It
room.
happened in that room. So there's
So
something that happened. I
we're gonna keep asking people in the room to leave one by one
when you take
until
your,
we find
yeah.
the
And you
problem.
know what? The last person to leave might end up being the problem after all. And you know who that is. We don't have to get into it again.
Maybe it's
We don't
this
have to get
guy.
into it again. But
Maybe we can just add someone to the room who's a Houston
oh,
legend that will make the
that's a
room
good
better.
idea. We should bring Case Keenum back. I agree with you.
We are full court press on bring Case back. That's our goal as a
Full
podcast.
court press.
I like your
Well, yeah, that's my O line.
yeah, that was pass pro.
um,
Um, tell me about the record breaking night in the association because I saw it. Everyone
well,
saw the
before we
number.
get there, I wanted to go back to NFL free agency and ask you about Mike Evans.
Hit it.
Mike Evans to the 49ers. That was a strange little deal that happened there. I was a little shocked. I thought by this point you'd just stay a Buccaneer for life.
I mean they didn't re-sign him. You would figure that they would. There may be a hometown discount
Yeah.
kind of thing. Um, what this tells me is Ayuk is probably done
Yeah.
forever. Um, at least in San Francisco, and I don't think anyone wants to give him
Mm-mm.
money right now. So, uh, but this does uh, what this will do is the narrative about the electrical substation next to the stadium, where people are getting injured more often because of the substation. Mike Evans is patient zero for this thing. Like loose
Mm-hmm.
ankles, loose hammies, loose
Yep.
shoulders. This guy, if if he gets hurt, it's gonna be a non-stop story again. So get somebody in the building to block out the waves or whatever. We need to cut that substation down. It needs to be gone for Mike's sake.
Okay.
I take it you didn't hear
I
much of that.
I gathered
Uh,
enough. I gathered enough. But with
be
with
safe,
the
Mike.
injury history that he does have, why did he go to the 49ers? They're always hurt. Their medical staff isn't as good as anybody else's. You know, he should have came to Houston
They
if he was going to come anywhere. Get a hometown discount.
it,
He wasn't looking for money. He didn't sign for a lot of money. He could have came to Houston. You know it to be true.
we would have we would have treated you real
Yeah,
nice, Mike.
he could have transitioned into a tight end here.
Don't think so.
No,
I
a
don't think
receiving
that
tight end.
I don't think his body would
Oh, true,
hit the
true.
blocking. He wouldn't be able to hold up to the blocking. We did sign a tight end. The Texans have a new tight end in the
Do
room.
we?
It's Foster Moreau.
Okay.
If you know who that is,
Nope.
he was a Saint for a
Okay,
while,
now it's ringing the bell.
and I think he went to a Texas college.
Okay.
I'd be lying if I can guess. I'm gonna guess SMU, and we'll see if I'm wrong. But
Hey, a kid named Foster probably went to SMU.
you said it.
I, I did say
You
it.
said it. That's
But okay, to basketball. You asked about basketball. Um, Bam Adebayo, Bayou, Bayou, Bam Adebayo
down at the
is now
Bayou.
the second all-time leading scorer in NBA history for a single game, behind only Wilt Chamberlain. He scored 83 points the other night, and he's not known as a scorer. He's more of a defensive guy. He made six threes on the entire night. He made 43 free throws. 43 free throws.
Why do they keep fouling him?
I, I don't. Did he shoot 43 free throws or did he make 43 free throws? He made.
made
Yeah, okay. So
43.
yeah, he got more than half his points from the free throw line. He was aggressive. I mean, he's an aggressive guy. I mean, he driving into the paint and he was getting fouled. I mean, they were feeding him the rock, but
Just
he
keep your
had
hands
31
off.
points in the.
I know that
I get it, but he had 31 points in the first quarter. Like,
that's insane
yeah.
by itself.
And we have seen these runs in the past where, uh, for instance, where Klay Thompson a few years ago, he had like 60 points in three quarters off of like 15 dribbles or whatever, but they were blowing the team
Yeah,
out. And so
and
he
they
didn't play the
stopped.
fourth quarter. And so,
James had Harden had 60 at the end of the
yeah,
third quarter, and we
and we
didn't
didn't
play
play
him
and
in
then.
the fourth.
And so, but we were always wanting those guys to play. So it's actually nice to see because it becomes a spectacle at that point where you're just like
It
holy
is.
shit, like this is happening right now and everyone's tuning in. So, it was pretty cool to see, but definitely not the guy I thought would see do it.
If I can do the nerd
Mm-hmm.
part, I saw a stat, and it said it was talking about his scoring average over his career, and how out of character it was to be this high up. They said it was something like 8 standard deviations from the norm. So, one in something quadrillion times this is going to happen. It would be the equivalent of Mahomes throwing for like 950 yards.
Yeah.
They said it was like if Justin Verlander had a start where he threw 280 pitches.
Yeah.
That's like how out of the norm scoring
Yeah.
83 was. But they made a concerted effort to
His
do it.
career, but
You know what I mean? They made a
not at first though. His career high was before this game was 41 points. He had 31 after the first quarter. It's not like you go into the game going, we're going to try to feed Bam the ball so he can try to break Kobe's record. Like, he kind of proved he was on that path himself in the first quarter.
yeah, after you have a quarter where you put up 31, then the coach says this can be something special
Yeah.
if we just let it if we
Well, and then, sorry, I should have muted that. That was gross. Beep that.
I can mute
Mute
it.
that.
I'll mute it.
Edit. But in the second quarter, Eric Spoelstra is looking at the guys and just like, well, feed him the ball. Feed the hot hand. At that point, you're just like, feed the hot hand, and the hand stayed hot, and then it became ridiculous in the fourth quarter.
Do you know how many he had in the fourth?
Nope.
Like just off the top of your head, do you know?
I know he had over 60 after 3 quarters, so I think he had 63 after. I don't know off the top of my head.
So, so yeah, the point is that he got to stay in, and they kept
Yeah,
feeding him in the
yeah.
fourth. Foster Moreau went to LSU.
LSU. Okay. Do you have a problem with that? With them with the
No,
fouls and everything that was going on to just get him the record since he was already so close. This was his one shot opportunity to probably ever get there.
I'm okay with the coach leaving him in and allowing things to still happen. Um, I don't know that I'm like I'd like it if he was getting the ball and making opportunities. The 43 made free throws is a little bit weak,
Yeah.
but you have to make them. If look, if he was a bad free throw shooter, it would have been to their advantage to keep fouling him, and they could have gotten him out of the game that way. If you're a liability at the line, then they'll keep putting you there until you're out of the game.
Yep.
So props to him to be able to make them for being a is he a four? Is he a big man?
Yeah. He's a four. He's played center though too. Like he started as center.
So it
He
would be
was
like
36 for 43 from the free throw line. He was 20 of 43 from field goals. He had 7 3 pointers.
he made shots.
Yeah.
So good for him.
Yeah. It's a lot of free throws. He scored 21 points in the fourth
I mean,
quarter.
just to shoot under 50% and have 20 made buckets,
Yeah.
you you got a lot of
Yeah.
opportunities.
You got
That's good.
shots up.
That's good. I'm okay with it. Kudos
Yeah.
to Bam. It's have you ever seen that meme that's like it's a bunch of army guys about to breach the door and they're all in a row. It's like five army guys in a row, but the middle guy is dressed like a
Oh,
clown.
yeah.
He like that's this. This is Will Chamberlain, Bam, Kobe, Wilt, Kobe.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, but do you think if they were playing on the road, if they would have, if he would have played the fourth quarter, like if this was a road game, would he have sat the fourth quarter because it was a blowout?
Excuse me.
I
Probably.
think so. I think
Probably.
you're pandering to the home crowd there.
Maybe that's old school that you just don't, you know, it's okay to give your home crowd a
Yeah,
show. It's not okay
show up the
to show up an opposing team in
yeah
their barn
yeah beat them, but do so politely.
and and get on
Yeah,
the plane. Yeah.
yeah. We're just gonna kick your ass, shake your hand, and
Um,
leave. That's it.
so we had this as a consideration for a flight fight for best single game
Mm-hmm.
performances. Um, but we're going a different way with that. But I'm wondering if there's any that come to mind that you want to touch on while we're here at the pinnacle of single game performances. Whenever we were thinking about it, I thought about um, Kerry Wood striking out 21 Astros
Yeah,
on one cold day in Wrigley.
yeah. That was crazy. The main, and it's kind of random, but the one thing that pops in my mind was that football game in New Orleans versus the Giants, Drew Brees versus Eli Manning. Like Drew Brees had like
Hmm.
7 touchdowns and Eli had like 6 touchdowns. It was just backyard, just like they combined for over 1,000 yards or something like that. It was crazy.
That is like the Mahomes at Tech versus Baker and OU. I think that they combined for 1,000 yards and something like 15
Yeah.
touchdowns or something.
Breeze threw for 7 touchdowns and
That's a big one.
505 yards, while Manning threw for 6 touchdowns and 350 yards with no interceptions. And the Saints won 42-40, 52-49. I need my glasses.
Whew.
Yeah.
Other notable NFL games like that, there was a game when the Rams made it back to LA, and I think it was Goff and the Rams versus Mahomes whenever they still had Tyreek
Yeah.
and Kelsey. And that's one of the best Monday Night Football games I think ever. And that was in the 50 something, 40
Yeah, I
something.
remember that game. Another one that came to my mind
And then
personally
there's
was the Tracy McGrady 13 points in 35 seconds. That was pretty legendary. I don't think that'll ever be replicated again.
and well the video, like the tape is
Yeah.
undeniable. The man there was no doubt where the ball
No.
was going. It was the
Yeah,
bottom of
you
the
just
net.
could not, and they were trying to defend it. Like, okay, if Bam Adebayo, if that it was a game like that, and Bam Adebayo was throwing up shots like that, where the Wizards were just all on him, please,
Yeah. But Tracy McGrady could not
could
be
not be
denied.
stopped. That was pretty sweet. I watched that live. That was cool.
I'm trying to think. Oh, I thought of one more that's worth a mention because you would never. No, I'm just kidding. You
Maybe.
wouldn't. But Framber Valdez no hitter. I think maybe 2 years ago, 3 years
Yeah.
ago, where he did it in 91 pitches. I think
A damn near perfect game, right?
it was just. Yeah, I think he had a. I think there
Yeah.
was a walk or he
Yeah,
hit somebody.
damn near perfect game.
But they call that a Maddox because he did it so much. Maddox would throw complete game shutouts under 100 pitches.
Cool.
But to have a no-hitter under 100 pitches is, I mean, it doesn't happen. If you go back and look at the ones from whenever we were growing up, like I'm thinking of like Tim Lincecum's no-hitters. He's sitting at 157 pitches
Oh, yeah.
or something like
Yeah.
that.
And his
You
career,
know, it doesn't
his career
happen
didn't
anymore.
last long.
Nolan
Nolan's did.
Nolan
Nolan's
Ryan, the man, yeah,
Tim Lincecum.
but he had some that were getting close to 200
Yeah.
pitches.
Yeah,
You know,
he threw that.
back when men were
Yeah,
men.
he threw that arm out of socket a couple times, and just went
Yeah, he did.
put it back in there. That's all he did.
Well, come on up here. Let me
Yeah,
just
he
sock
goes.
you one.
He went.
Sock
It
you
went
one.
out of socket, and then he goes back.
I'm good. Stay in the dugout.
Stay in
the
there.
dugout.
Stay in there. I'm good.
There's one where he's, this is maybe 10 years ago where he does the opening pitch or the first pitch for the game, and he hits that high leg kick, and he threw one in there about 84,
Yeah.
and he's about 75. He's like, damn.
Yeah,
Nolan.
who's the catcher? I think they interviewed him after the game. And they're like, "How does it feel?" Look, I wasn't expecting I wasn't ready for. Yeah, I wasn't ready for that. All right, so
Typically, we don't have to bring out a catcher's mitt.
for the opening pitch, but you had to then. We got a little college basketball season is officially upon us. Apparently, it's been going on for 3 to 4 months, but I'm just now tuning in.
Well, it's the time. It's the right
It
time.
is
It's
the
time
time.
for madness. It's bracket time. We should put out a game day chug.
Yeah, we
bracket.
should do
like a combined.
let's do the bracket. on the podcast next week. We'll do the pod. That'll be the
Okay.
podcast part of it. Join us.
It'll take
Join
us a
us.
minute.
Preview right now for next week when we do our bracket. And
It's going to be based on
let me
vibes.
tell you, the Lumberjacks are not in the tournament this year. They lost yesterday in the Southland Conference Championship, so they won't be in again. But they had a good season, so darn. But the Cougars will be in. They won today. They beat the BYU, who I guess Andy Reid is a alum.
Yeah, this was fun. This was a fun little. You learn something new
Sure
every
did.
day.
Had no
Uh,
idea.
TJ said, he said, I didn't know that Andy Reid was a BYU fan. And I said, pretty sure he went there. Pretty sure he played football there.
And I'd be damned. He sure did.
And you know what? Sure as shit,
I would
he
he did that
did.
shit. He has had 5 children in his life, and they are all members of the Church of Latter-day Saints.
Think about it. Have you ever heard him utter a
I
curse
guess
word?
not, but
And whenever
he,
they talk about what he likes, he doesn't like coffee. He
he
likes
likes cheeseburgers.
cheeseburgers.
He strikes me
That's,
as a beer drinker, though. I guess he's
you
a
know, maybe he doesn't.
burgers and shakes.
Shakes. That's where the shape is coming from. It's from the
Burgers and
shakes.
shakes.
It's not the beer. It's the shakes.
Yeah, so I had no idea.
I was trying to figure out where you like because it came out of nowhere from me. You're like, I didn't know Andy Reid was a BYU guy, but you were
Yeah, I was
watching the
watching
Cougs.
and he was sitting front row. I guess he was with his grandson and sitting in front row on the BYU side of the bench, and it was a timeout. And I saw him. I went, "The hell!" And sure enough, Andy Reid, BYU fan, big Mormon
He's
guy.
probably hoping, probably hoping Puka Nakua was there so he could say,
Yeah.
"Hey, Puka,
Ooh, did you?
why
Now
don't you
I
come
don't
on
know
over
if
here?"
this is true. It could be the internet busting my balls, but rumor has it Puka Nakua is nipping his balls, not off, but he's getting a vasectomy.
Well, you know, I haven't
Have you not
heard
heard
that.
that?
I'll have to
Yeah,
no, but I'll have
yeah.
to look into
Look
it.
it up. Look it up. Not right now.
Does he have children?
No, he's a young guy. He's like in the 3rd year of his career, right? Or just he's going into
So
his 4th.
he just wants to to snip them to snip them.
Yeah, he just wants to have fun without responsibility.
Well, you know, once you snip, you can't snap back.
Snip,
Snip,
snap,
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 snip, snap.
snap. Apparently,
Do you know
according
the
to the
kind
office,
of pain
you can.
that?
You can go back.
Do you know? Do you know what kind of trauma comes from having 3 vasectomies?
Dude. Dude.
I, I was with Taylor and Jordan today, and we got in the habit of doing the Andy Bernard where we were saying, "Hey, beer me that," like instead of give me that. Hey, why don't you beer me that disc?
Oh.
Did you not hear me?
No.
You know when Andy Bernard is saying, "Can you beer me? Can you beer me that disc? Can you beer me
Oh,
that
okay. Yes.
whatever?"
Yes.
That's what I said 15 seconds ago.
I'm sorry. When you have to explain a joke, it's never funny. I'm sorry you had to do that.
It's funny hearing it back later.
It is, I guess.
Yeah. For the audience, internet problems have not subsided.
No.
They are still going strong. We're gonna find a way
Yeah.
out of this.
We also
I don't know why it's worse than it was for 25 episodes, but it is.
it happens. It's what 2026 is. It's actually, you know what 2026 is in our household? It's the year of the dinosaur. That's what we went to HEB the other day. And we were going down the Easter aisle, and there was a Easter egg basket like a dinosaur. So we had to get it, and so Kinsley will be getting her eggs on Easter morning with a dinosaur basket, and then we're gonna have a dinosaur birthday party in September. It's gonna be two Rex. Get it? And then
Well
she's gonna
played.
be a dinosaur for Halloween. So we're dinoed out. I'm also gonna get one of
That's
no
not
no.
bad
I'm
though.
gonna get one of those big inflatable dinosaur cost things. So I can have a lot of fun with that for years to come.
Yeah,
That's
that's
evergreen.
evergreen. You can do a
Yeah,
podcast in the
that's
dinosaur
that's an
outfit.
investment. That's not a purchase.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
has a return.
go play golf.
Um, we are the head moving around some. We're a okay. Actually, big news in the Dupree family on this front that you're speaking of. Um, we had been, hardlining on the Monsters Inc. for a
Yeah,
long time. Um, just this last weekend, we saw Monsters University for the first time, myself included. Great movie,
I I
real good
think I
movie.
have seen that one before, but maybe only once. But I think it was pretty good.
I would watch again. Um, from pounding Monsters Inc. into my brain as much as I have, they did a good job like referencing and calling
Mm,
back, and they did some things that made my wife and I like laugh
yeah,
out loud from the going back.
yeah.
So, like the 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 boss, Water
Mm-hmm.
Noose, is he looks like a big crab. Well, whenever they got hired, he had like an afro. He looked
Yeah, I have
like
seen
a
this one. Yeah.
yeah. I was like that made me die. I was laughing my ass off. It's like I didn't know he was black.
Who was he voiced by?
Water Noose is an
That's
ambiguous
true.
name.
That's true. Um,
I don't know. Good call. Good question. I'm gonna
the
find out.
the
You talk.
the new Disney movies are actually pretty darn funny. The ones that have like made in the last like 10, 15 years, I suppose. Not bad. Have you ever watched Rio? It's the one with the Rio's
Uh-uh.
funny. It's about this parrot that's in Minnesota, and I guess he ends up in um Rio de Janeiro, and he's one of two. He's a rare parrot, but he can't fly, and so he's trying to find his home. He's trying to get back to Minnesota, and the girl. Anyway, very funny, very funny. Gotta watch. Almost did it again.
These beers
Yeah,
are in
I need
trouble.
to.
Uh, it's Water Noose is voiced by James Coburn. Uh, he looked like he was in a bunch of westerns in his younger days. This is what he looks like.
Oh, okay.
Not black.
Not black.
Not black.
Well,
And he died in 2002, so they did not use his voice in Monsters
boy,
University.
the first Monsters Inc. is older. Is before 2002.
It's 2001.
Wow, that
Yeah.
that is something
Yeah.
else right there. That
Yeah, it came out whenever we were under
yeah.
10.
Damn. Damn.
Damn.
Who
Damn. Feeling old.
Golly, it's creaking.
Shit, I'm creaking.
Shit.
Your boy's creaking.
Shit.
Shit.
All right. So we got some special days coming up on the calendar year as well. Tomorrow is Friday the 13th. Actually, today is because today's Friday the 13th, y'all.
That's when you'll be
Yeah,
getting
that's
it.
when this will be going out. So watch your back. Don't don't
Going out.
don't walk underneath any ladders. Don't break any mirrors. If you see a black cat, shoot it.
I I broke a mirror about a
Dude,
month ago. Um,
you need to be
indirectly.
careful. You have to.
It was an
But
indirect
when
break-in.
was it? Was it before or after February 13th last month?
I'm gonna say
Okay.
before.
Then you really need to be very careful because you dodged a bullet. Because last month it was also Friday the 13th, and you didn't, and nothing happened.
Yeah.
Something can happen.
So
I'm telling you now, bud. I'm
careful.
telling you now.
Got it.
Whatever.
What if you don't dispose of the broken mirror? What if you leave it in its cracked
You
state?
just left it there.
It's not like in a heap on the floor. It's still intact. You see, it was leaned up against the wall in the garage, and I had a large tool that I put on the wall next to it, and it slid down and hit the
Mm-hmm.
corner. And when it hit the corner, it broke it, but it didn't fall apart.
So it's just cracked. It's not broken.
Okay, so I can never dispose of it, or it will break and I will have bad luck.
I would wait until Saturday. If you do anything, I sure would.
Okay,
I wouldn't risk it. I
I
wouldn't
won't do it
risk it.
tomorrow.
I wouldn't risk it.
I agree. What else is
Pie
on the
Day.
calendar?
Pie Day is Saturday, folks. What a great day. What a great
3.14.
day it is for pie. Our favorite pies. What's your favorite pie?
Um, hold on. I have a favorite pie. I can't let you know what it is at this
Don't
juncture,
you have the number one overall pick?
uh, because that is I
Oh,
shouldn't. You certainly should,
okay.
right? I took Neon Moon
Okay.
first last week. Um, before we start, can I ask you how many digits in the number pi can you can you get to? We know
Right.
3.14. Do you have
No.
anything past that for the
No.
folks?
No.
Nothing. Okay, I have a few. It's nowhere near impressive, but I know that it's 3.14, 159, 26535, and I want to say 9.
Impressive.
Okay, I don't even know how many
No.
digits that
Maybe
is.
I can't even
It's
tell
not
you
a
if you're
lot.
right or not.
My my wife can do probably 10 more than that, which I find impressive.
That is impressive.
But what I find impressive is a man with a good taste of pie, a, a
Good
good a
taste of
good
pie.
nose for pie, the
Well, I
kind
got a
where
lot
the
of good.
the fumes come up and grab you by the nostrils and pull you to the window. You know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, you don't know.
I do know. I do know.
You know in the Tom and Jerry?
Yes. Their butts are just per. And they smell the pie. Yeah.
Yes.
I get what you're saying.
It lifts them up off the ground and
Yeah.
okay. Well, you do have our first pick, and I'm hoping and praying that you don't do it.
I'm gonna take pizza.
You didn't
All
do it.
pizza.
Okay,
All
that's fair.
pizza.
A
A
pizza
pizza
pie.
pie. Yeah,
That's fair. You know,
a
good
pizza
call by
pie.
you.
Dude, I got you beat on this one. Dude, you don't even have a shot.
I don't know. I
Come on.
think that
Come on.
you know, I think that pizza could have
Pizza
waited.
could have waited.
I think you could have tried to knock out the flavors of pie that are the
I know.
best.
But you're thinking. Go ahead. Make your pick. Make
I
it.
mean,
Make, make,
if
make.
I do 5 dessert
Make your
pies,
pick.
okay, pecan pie, cherry pie.
Pecan pie, cherry pie. So you went with cherry pie. Cherry
Cherry pie, when done correctly, is probably the better
cherry's
pie.
just not a cherry guy.
My wife made a cherry pie this holiday season, and I'm begging for it again. I need it again so
Interesting.
badly.
Well, I'll have to try that pie. Good job on the pecan pie.
There you go.
I do like that pick. I was gonna pick that, but you were yeah.
That's what I was afraid of.
I was thought about it to make you mad, but I just wanted to get pizza off the board because pizza, the pizza pie.
Because pizza,
Um,
an American staple.
for my second pick, and because it is St. Patrick's Day on Tuesday, I'm gonna go with shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie, not
Shepherd's
bad.
pie. Yep. I'm gonna make a shepherd's pie actually next week for St. Patrick's Day. That sounds like it's delicious.
It's right in the middle of the week, so you can't necessarily do a whole lot of drinking.
No, no.
Well,
Um,
some can.
for my third pick, I'm gonna go with the pie graph. I'm gonna go with the pie graph. I
It's not flavorful at
no,
all.
but people will understand that it is the superior graph when you're trying to give out statistics on percentages and whatnot. A pie graph showing that it's nice and it is colorful. It is colorful.
Okay, I'm a bar guy myself, but to each their own. I understand if you're talking about out of a
You
hundred
like a bar
percent,
graph?
it makes it nice to have the circle. But in general, I like bars.
Interesting. Interesting. Always like circle.
Okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna stay with I'm gonna run the football here because you're doing all of this misdirection, flea flicker bullshit on the
Yeah,
pie
I'm covering
draft.
all the pies. All the pies you're not thinking of.
There's no way that the sixth pick in this draft should be the American apple pie. But you're going to let it slide, so I'm going to do it. Apple pie, and then I'm going to come back around with another personal one, and I'm going to go with key
Key
lime.
lime pie.
Key lime pie.
All right. All right.
So, I hope you've got some more silly stuff for your last two.
I'm running out. Um, hold on. Let me think here.
That's okay.
I'm gonna go with a peach pie.
A peach
Mm-hmm.
pie.
A pe-
It's got to be the right time of year for a peach pie. I think that the draft is doing you some favors by being in March.
yes.
Peach pie is that kind of, you need the sun to be shining and for it to not be 100 degrees to have a little peach pie.
Man. Chat GPT is no help at all.
Oh, you are using a robot to help you
Well,
draft?
just for this last pick here, because I was trying to do an abstract pick. How do you celebrate Pi Day? And I was trying to think of other ways. And there was like Pi Day Run. I'm like, no. God. Anyway.
Well, I could, never mind. You're
What?
good.
A Pi Day
Nope.
Run?
Nope. Not a run. Nothing to do with a run. But
With what?
I'm trying to get in your headspace of the gimmick where we're not talking about a real pie.
Oh. No, I'll
We're
go with
talking
the
about
chocolate. I'll go with the
abstract
chocolate
pies.
silk pie. Have you ever had one of those? Delicious.
I believe
They are
so. I
delicious.
believe I have. Silk pie.
Chocolate silk. Chocolate silk.
Okay. Now, and only now, with the last pick in the draft, will I resort to the gimmick that you have employed throughout the draft. And I think, as far as the gimmick goes, I've got a pretty good one here. The last pick in the draft, I'm going to take the pie to the face. The pie to the face. It's really just whipped cream and a pie crust, but that's the pie
It's
to
a
the
good one. It
face.
counts. It counts. That's a good one.
Yeah, you wish you would have got that one.
Yeah.
You would trade peach pie for pie to the
Yeah,
face.
I would. Yeah, I would.
So your final lines, TJ, do your little fighting stance like this. Okay. TJ's picks. Pizza. Shepherd's pie. Pie graph. Peach pie. Chocolate silk pie. Clayton's picks. Can I do it and read at the same time? Pecan pie. Cherry pie. Apple pie. Key lime pie. And a pie to the face. in in theaters this November.
And this podcast coming to you tomorrow on Friday the 13th. Watch out for those mirrors. Stay away from those cats. Clayton, you want to take us out?
What else is a bad luck thing? What else is a bad luck thing? Stepping on a crack.
Yeah, stepping on a crack. Break your mama's back. There's got to be something with numbers.
Hit me with your bad luck things in the
13
comments.
is a bad number. I mean, Friday the 13th. You know, have you been in... Okay, before we leave, have you been in any tall buildings lately? Over,
Yes.
like, 12 stories tall?
Yes. The jury duty was on the 18th floor.
Did you notice if there was a 13th floor, or did they go 12, 14?
I didn't look, but I know
You
what
know,
you're talking
I've always...
about, that they just skip the 13th floor a lot of places.
Yeah, but, you know, it's still the 13th floor. Like, you're just not calling it.
Like, you're not calling it that. You're calling it the
But
14th.
it is the 13th floor. Anyway, I'm curious. I always try to... If I haven't been in a tall building like that in a very long time, so whenever I find myself in a tall building like that, I try to see if there's a...
I wish I would have checked. Maybe I'll go back.
Yeah, go back. Do some research.
Maybe I'll get... Whenever I get jury duty next, I'll just make sure that I get
God
picked
help
again.
you. I hope that doesn't happen to you.
Hey, to all the people who haven't gone to jury duty, go once. And then disqualify yourself from then on out. But go the first time. It was a decent time.
It's not the worst. And you get paid to do it, so...
Haven't used my prepaid card. Any suggestions for what I
Oh,
use my jury duty money on? How about this? How about the the most liked comment, which will be like me liking it. The comment that I like on this video about what to do with my jury duty cash, which is probably like under $300, so be gentle. Um, that's what I'll do with it.
excellent.
No tattoos. All right,
This is a
game day, Chuck.
podcast.